Hey, it's Jeremiah with No Commerce. In Q1, we rolled out over 50 updates to our application. We're going to break down some of the changes from Q1. We made a bunch of reporting improvements. We launched a couple of new features and just some general usability things. All right, first up, we completely overhauled our backend reporting infrastructure. We're using a technology that is literally like 50 times faster than what we were doing previously. If you've been with us for a while, probably about a year ago or so, we had some issues with loading large quantities of data in our dashboards. And so we've made a lot of improvements there. Kind of an intermediate step that we took was to pre-aggregate data, which basically means we grouped data on a daily basis, but it made it less flexible. It made it harder to use. And in some cases made it less accurate as well if customers were changing answers to questions in the future. So if somebody answered one question and then came back and finished the survey later and re-answered the question, there were some issues there. So we've rebuilt this, and I'll just show you real quick how fast this is. So here's an example. This is last year. Boom. So we've got probably about 2 seconds to pull up 226,000 responses to just this question. There's a bunch of other questions in here. So this literally pulled in millions of data points in about 2 seconds. Very, very quick, very fast. And we're basically pulling the raw data now. So there is a lot more flexibility. Next up is automated insights. If you've not used this feature yet, it's pretty powerful. It is only available on our Pro and Enterprise plans. But basically what we are doing, and US, Canada, English-speaking regions primarily at the moment. But what we are doing is we are asking a set of questions across a bunch of different brands. And so there's lots and lots of brands that are included in this currently. We're going to be adding a lot more as well. What this does is it really helps you understand things like the motivations of your customers. So this is one of my favorite questions. Where have you discovered brands and then purchased their product? You can see for this brand, they're slightly under on TV versus the average, slightly over on social media, and higher on magazine. Really interesting data. Let's say we wanted to look at women 65 plus specifically. We can actually break that down and look at that. So this brand, more likely their customers, it's similar actually, breakdown, but more likely to have found brands on social media, less likely to have found brands on TV. And then what do you look for when buying products? I love this one. Let's just look at women specifically. Their customers are more likely to want products that are new or exciting, products that make them happy, and products that are highly rated and reviewed versus the average. They care less about price, which is very interesting data. So in this context, these are probably less price sensitive buyers than the typical online shopper. So that's this. It's live now. If you ever want to use it, you just go to settings, automated insights settings, and then you just turn it on. And we basically survey people who are not eligible to receive a different survey. So it's a small subset of your customers that are getting surveyed. So we've updated that and added it to beta in Q1. Next up, we added an integration with Klar. So Klar is a great partner of ours. They do some really cool stuff with attribution and just understanding your customers better. If you are using Klar, definitely go and set this up right now. If you're not using Klar, reach out to us. We have a help doc, of course, as well. So that is live now as of Q1. All right, we've also added autocomplete search to any text field. So in the settings, you can go and you can turn on autocomplete search. So let me just give you a quick example. Let's say you have a text question. Say, which influencer was it? So let's say this is a follow-up question. And settings, you can turn on the autocomplete, and this will actually then search through any of the responses that have been submitted. We are making some changes to the open text specifically in Q2 to limit what can be shown. That is one kind of drawback at the moment, so we're going to do a better job of that. Also, though, you can use drop down. So let's say you want to have every state in the United States in a drop down list. We do have that. You can search for things like TikTok. So that is available as well. The autocomplete has been really great for just consolidating responses and getting more responses out of open text questions. All right, in terms of the survey creation step, we've made a couple of improvements there. We simplified this process, so it just auto deploys now. We had some confusion with people between just too many steps in the process. If on Shopify, we're going to let you know that you may need to add the checkout block if you haven't done that yet. So we've got some really great, just little improvements here as well. On the audiences front, we've added a couple of improvements. The biggest one is being able to look at audiences for a specific NPS question type. We improved the native language name audiences, so that's easier to use. Basically, we just added the exact languages in here, so it's super easy to build an audience based on language. And then in terms of the survey question answered, so NPS, you can now use that to build audience as well. So you could say, I want to build an audience of anybody who selected 8, 9, 10. And then those are going to be my top people. Actually, I believe it's 9 and 10 that are promoters. So top NPS, for example, could be your audience, and then you can actually segment customers based on that. Survey those people specifically on future surveys, whatever you want to do. Last but not least, we've also added the ability to do counts on reports instead of percentages. So helps you better understand the impact of things like spikes, as you can see here. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, let us know. We are here. There's a bunch of other little changes too around security and performance and all of that, but the most interesting changes I have highlighted here. And we've got lots more coming in Q2. Thanks so much.